Haven't changed since we first met at 12.
In Spain, in the El Paraiso, came bounding up to me with your smiley, happy disposition. That was the beginning of everything, wasn't it?
Do you remember the moment that you found out that you actually had breast cancer?
Yeah.
And then telling me?
It was the beginning of January. I actually went to the hospital. It was thick, thick snow coming down. It was so bad, the snow, and we didn't actually think we'd get there. But I'd had 2 scares, one in my 20s and one in my 30s. So I just thought this was going to be another scare. But when they actually said those words, you just, like, the whole room was spinning, and you just... Simon just couldn't, he just couldn't take it. He had to leave the room.
Receiving Selena's diagnosis was absolutely overwhelming and devastating. The thought of our 2 children, who were aged 13 and 10 at the time, and just the possibility that their mum might not be around.
When we got home, Mum and I, Simon had to tell my dad, who was, you know, really...
That breaks my heart.
Yeah, it does me too, actually, because he was so angry and upset, and he straight away took the blame, and he really, really did. He felt like it was because of him.
Unfortunately, Marion and I both lost our mothers to cancer, and I also lost my father and my sister. All in all, it's very tragic.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer the year before Selena was diagnosed. I can remember telling her, my poor daughter burst into tears.
The hardest part of the whole process was the children, and all I wanted to do was protect them. We took our time in telling them, and it was actually my mum's idea for us to go and speak with Hi and get proper guidance. The advice that we were given is that you have to be honest,
Yeah.
but obviously you have to be very positive, because you don't want to scare them and you don't want to frighten them. We were in our bedroom at home, and we told both of them.
My mum is amazing, she's beautiful. My first question was, are you going to die? And because I was scared of touching her hand, I ran out the room because I thought I could get the illness and die.
I think once we came to the conclusion that I was going to have a double mastectomy, it was quite empowering. And I didn't really think about the outcome, but obviously then afterwards you do, because you're not the same anymore and things have changed, and you've got to deal with that and adapt to that. And that's where somewhere like Hi does come in, and you have got people to talk to, and they can help you with the physical side that affects you emotionally and mentally.
Yeah. When I visited my mum, I gave her a massive hug, and I said, I just want you to be okay. I remember that evening after the operation, I was at a bar mitzvah and I was crying my head off.
I feel even though I went through a very dark time and it was an awful time, I came out in a very positive way. And I'm here 6 years, nearly 7 years down the line. I don't like that it's happened to me and my family. And I have to say my biggest fear now is obviously my children. And when I think about that, it does upset me. You know, I've got a beautiful daughter who's now 19, and I know she's going to have to get herself checked regularly, and she's going to have to look after herself.
Having gone through it with you, it was just so ironic that this time it has happened to me. I mean, I never ever thought it would.
No, and however hard that was for me, and it was really hard, because I didn't want to see one of my bestest people in the world who I love and adore go through what I had been through, and I was very frightened for you and very scared.
Can you believe it was only about 7 months ago?
When you initially told me.
Yeah, mine was kind of in stages.
Yeah.
I had a bad mammogram. I mean, you know, and they didn't like what they saw, and they didn't like the changes from a year and a half ago. You know, and then got the news that it was pre-cancerous, actually, having been through it all with you. I was under no illusion about what I had to do. You know, I have to do everything I can to
protect yourself.
to be well. You know, I can't have anything in my body turning, and I just knew it was surgery.
Because at that point
Well, at that point it hadn't turned as far as I was concerned,
Yeah.
and it was then that he told me that I had breast cancer. I actually had it.
That initial point when they came out and said, "Can you come into the room?" and you just can't believe what's happening.
He was quite negative, the doctor, with me, and he was really pro being very drastic.
For me, the hardest thing was telling our daughter Lola, because to see her so upset, oh, it's hard.
I'd never seen him cry before, and I went over to hug him and he was just like sobbing. We were sobbing in each other's arms, so that was quite hard.
I asked my mum to come round, and Lola came home from school and actually was sitting at this table in chairs, and I was holding hands with both of them on either side.
Well, it's the last thing you want to hear. I've been through it with my husband. He'd had lung cancer. Unfortunately, he died. He was ill for 2 years and 2 months.
I mean, it was all so quick.
So
It was
quick.
literally almost just a day over 2 weeks from mammogram to operation.
Cancer is, it's just nasty. It's brutal.
I, inside, was knotted up because I was waiting to find out whether it had travelled, whether it was early stages, whether it was in my lymph node, which had been tested. The fear of it coming back could consume you, and having somewhere to go that has got the complementary therapies that help you to help all your well-being, knowing that there's somewhere to go, somewhere that people understand what you're going through.
For me, words don't come together for the year that's happened this year. It's so unbelievable, and it's been hard.
I know I'm very lucky because I've got a really wonderful family, and I've got you, and we've got a lovely close crowd of girlfriends who really were amazing. But there were things that Hy did for me that maybe I didn't want to share with all my family and my close friends because I didn't want to hurt them.
To me, Hy is an invaluable source of comfort and assistance in anyone's cancer journey.
They're just there, you know, you've got this outside sort of love in the background. Definitely after 7 years people do move on, but they're still there for you even if you need them then. I'm on medication and it does have side effects and it does affect me, and they've, you know, all the care that I've got there has really helped me.
They understand the disease, and they really talk to you about how you're feeling and how they can help you, and nothing's too much.
I also think the beauty of it is that it's not just for us. If our husbands want to go, if our children need it, if your parents need it, it's open to all your extended family, because no one knows when they're going to need it. But once you're in, their doors are open to everybody, all of you, and at any time.
What a thing that two best friends have both been through it recently. And they still come here to Hy, which is giving them great support.
Whenever I get phone calls from women that have been diagnosed with breast cancer, that I tell them to go to Hy, because I feel their support for me was invaluable.
Sometimes it really doesn't feel real that it happened to both of us.
Come and give me a hug.